great about honoring the sacrifice is that they're so close to the problem, that they really know the real needs that are out there, and they know, kind of firsthand what types of things need to be done. So.
It means a great deal to be here for the second year in a row. The community around Chattanooga has just been an incredible blessing to us. To be a blessing to other wounded service members, and to be able to have this for now year number 2 just means that people are responding and they want to help as well.
If you're able to rise, please rise for the presentation of the colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming stripes and
Almighty God, we pause tonight to express our thanks for blessings too numerous to mention. But tonight includes some special blessings, the blessings of the Fellowship of American Patriots. For the blessings you have poured out over this country for over 239 years. For the blessings of liberty which came from those who gave their all for their country.
Now I want to focus in on a particular reason why we are here tonight, and a particular honoring of a particular sacrifice which is at the core of the mission of honoring the sacrifice. And as I call your name, if you could make your way down here to the front, and let's hold our applause till they can all get down here together. Sergeant Travis Mills, Sergeant Jason Smith, United States Navy Explosive Ordnance Disposal Technician Taylor Morris, Sergeant Drew Mullee, and Sergeant Josh Wetzel, and yes, Sergeant Andrew Smith, you are part of this group. Please come down here. This is at the heart and the core of the mission of honoring the sacrifice. Let's stand and applaud these men.
We are a completely volunteer organization. No one gets paid from it. Every dollar that people donate to us, we want to ensure that every dollar goes directly to the wounded service members and their families that need it. And that is our goal, and that's what we strive to do. But Tori and I would also like to take this opportunity to thank everyone on the board and all of the volunteers here tonight for making this event possible. We have a lot of people that work continuously and very hard behind the scenes to make events like this happen, and we just want to thank you all very much for all your hard work so that we can complete our mission.
Good evening. I am proud to present the first ever Honoring the Sacrifice American Patriot Award created by Ignis Glass. Will you hold it up there, Vanna? Thank you. The American Patriot Award was established to honor an individual or organization that exemplifies the values of the Honoring the Sacrifice Foundation. Recipients of this award are men, women, or groups who demonstrate dedication, achievement, integrity, and a commitment to service in support of our American heroes. Nominations are accepted throughout the year, and each honoree is chosen by the Honoring the Sacrifice Foundation's Board of Directors. We honor Bob McKamey of Capital Toyota and Lexus of Chattanooga with the 2015 American Patriot Award because of his extraordinary support and commitment to honoring the great sacrifice that our wounded service members have given. His passion for the mission of Honoring the Sacrifice Foundation has been evident in a number of tangible ways, through volunteer support, financial support, advancing the mission of honoring the sacrifice throughout the greater Chattanooga area. Mr. McKamey, we thank you. We know you couldn't be here tonight, so hopefully you'll watch the video. And we're going to give this to Karla McKamey on his behalf, so if you'll please come forward. Will his amazing fiancée, Danielle Kelly, please come up?
Danielle, I'm talking to you, but I have to speak into the microphone. So, but we want to present to you a glass Purple Heart, another item courtesy of Ignis Glass Studios. But we know that Taylor has not been on this battle alone, and that you have been by his side as a strong and steady encouragement the whole time. And we just want to thank you and honor you tonight as well. Thank you.
I'm Taylor Morris. I was in the Navy for 7 years. I did a job called Explosive Ordnance Disposal, or EOD. And I deployed to Afghanistan in 2012, and I stepped on an IED, an improvised explosive device. It was like a homemade bomb, like a landmine that was buried in the ground. I got hurt pretty bad, lost parts of all 4 limbs, both legs above the knee, left arm above the elbow, and right arm right above the wrist. But it was a long road with lots of ups and downs, and initially felt like I was just at rock bottom when you're laying in bed, no arms, no legs. But organizations like Honoring the Sacrifice help make this road to recovery a little bit easier. They give you something that you can look forward to, whether it's as simple as giving you gift cards, or if it's as big as helping out with building an adapted house. Danielle and I are great friends with Tori and Andrew, and we hung out with them a lot through the recovery process, and they helped us out a lot. Honoring the Sacrifice was able to help us out, and as well as many of our personal friends. And we think it's a great example of the warriors and the community coming together and taking care of their own. So thank you for your support. Thanks for coming out tonight, and thank you for honoring the sacrifice.
Lieutenant General Jerry Boykin has a long and distinguished military career. He was one of the original members of the U.S. Army's elite Delta Force, and he was ultimately later assumed command of the U.S. Army Special Forces and later the Special Warfare Center and School. In his 36 years in the Army, Lieutenant General Boykin also served a tour in the CIA, has participated in many clandestine operations around the world, and served his last 4 years in the Army as the Deputy Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence. And today, he is an ordained minister with a passion for speaking the gospel of Jesus Christ and encouraging Christians to become warriors in God's kingdom. And currently, since 2012, General Boykin has been serving as the Executive Vice President of the Family Research Council in Washington, D.C. Sir, it's an extreme honor to have you here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the very warm welcome. Thanks for allowing me to be here, Andrew. You and Tori, you're just special people. Thanks for allowing me to be here at this event tonight. I took some people up to Walter Reed. When I was stationed in the Pentagon, my last assignment there, I would take people into Walter Reed, the old Walter Reed, before they moved it over to Bethesda. Ward 57 was the amputee ward. I took a guy in one day that was the CEO of one of the major airlines, and I won't say what, but I took him and his wife in, and I walked into a room, and there was a double amputee sitting on the bed, and you know what the guy said to me? I was in uniform, and the guy looked at me, and he, after a few pleasantries, he said, "Sir, can you help me stay in the Army?" We walked on down the hall a few minutes, went in another one, and there was a single amputee there, and he said, after a few minutes, he said, "Sir, do you think it's possible for me to stay in the Army?" We went on down the hall, and we walked in another room, and there was a woman sitting there, double amputee. Her husband was sitting next to her, and she was so very articulate, and she began to talk about her injuries and all that, and she looked at me and the CEO of this airline and his wife, and she said, "The only thing that I regret is that I can't be back over there right now with my platoon." We walked outside into the hall, and the lady, the wife of the CEO, was weeping, and she said, "Where are these people on CNN? Where's their story on CNN? Why don't we see this?" I said, "Well, this is clearly not the story that the mainstream media wants you to see, but these are real Americans. Nobody planted them. They didn't bring us just because they're different. We walked down and chose our own rooms, and it's an incredible spirit. It's an incredible courage that these people have as they put their lives back together. Explain what makes a warrior. It's not the person with all the badges and the ribbons and all the bandoliers and all the fancy equipment. You see, the warrior is the person that has a transcendent cause, a person that is fighting for something that is greater than himself or herself. A person that is willing to put it all on the line, to sacrifice it all, to take great risk for something they believe in. Now, I will tell you also that I've learned in my time in the military, and particularly in combat situations, that when it comes right down to it, men like Taylor, they're willing to die for the guy next to them. It's not about the Constitution at that point. It's about the people around them. They're willing to hang it all out for the guy next to them. But to come in the military because they take an oath and an allegiance to this document right here. And that oath says, "I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter, so help me God." You see, that oath is a transcendent cause. It's hard for people that haven't been there, for people that haven't taken that oath, that haven't made that commitment, that haven't put on that uniform and served. It's hard for them to really understand the importance of that transcendent cause. But you know, today as a nation, what's important to us for us to determine what we really believe. Do we believe in that Constitution? Do we believe that those men that gave us this great nation, those founding fathers, those 56 men that risked it all, when they came into Philadelphia and on the 2nd of July, 1776, they voted to separate from the Crown of England. You see, that's the same spirit as these warriors that stood here before you tonight. That's the same spirit. Willing to risk it all for something they believe in. Talk to these men that you saw here standing before you tonight and ask them what they believe in. I bet they'll tell you they believe in America. So every one of you that's been wounded, that's been through this debilitating kind of thing, you've had moments of doubt. You've had moments of doubt about whether you would recover, whether you could recover, whether you could ever go back to a normal life. And Taylor, it's guys like you and these others and Andrew that have proven to those that are watching that you can go back to a normal life. You can go back to a productive life. You can return to being what you were, because it's never changed. You've never been anything other than who you are. And you have proven that through your courage and through your determination. But you have every right to be proud to be an American. I'm proud to be an American. This is a wonderful thing that you're doing here. You're reaching out to these young men and women in America in a way that is going to have long-term benefits to them and to their families. And I want to personally thank you for what you are doing for these people. And I want to say to the rest of you, and they didn't give me any coaching or anything else, but can you help them? Will you help them? They need your help. They need your financial support. This doesn't happen for nothing. Do what you can do. Help them as much as you can, but in helping them, you're really helping young men and women like these that stood before you tonight, that need your help because they've paid a price. May God bless you all, and God bless America. Thank you.